Hello on this Momentum Monday. It is yours truly, Dr. Retta Rainbow, here to talk about accountability in employment experiences. This first segment is targeted for those who identify as an employee of an organization. Wherever you work, there should be standards of operations and handbook manuals that let you know how your organization is ran, the policies and procedures that everyone will be accountable for. And you usually have to attest to these during your onboarding period as you're starting with your employer. If something is impacting your employment experience, make sure you are documenting those moments. What happened, who, what, when, where, how, why. What meaning did you derive from those moments? How is it impacting your work experience? What do you need to change? What do you need from yourself? What do you need from the parties involved? Next, what's your plan of action for addressing these concerns? How will you have the conversation? Do you need to have a witness involved in the conversation? Do you need to leverage your human resource business resource prior to the conversation, or a mentor or a trusted colleague or friend as a soundboard so that you can think through the conversation? And then create a setting for this conversation. Where can you go that all parties can hear each other out? Maybe even name like expectations for that conversation. Drill down what's important in terms of takeaway and how y'all will follow up and move forward if at all possible. Once you have this conversation, you need to have some temperature checks post. How is the relationship after this conversation? Did you get what you needed in terms of your needs in your employment experience? Has the situation resolved? Have you experienced resolution as a result of your conversation? If any of these areas are lacking, then you need to revisit the conversation. And whatever follow-up steps you agreed to in the conversation, refer back to those. If you are not experiencing any satisfaction whatsoever and it feels futile, then this conversation has to be escalated. You escalate to your human resources business partner, and then so on and so forth, according to the standards of operation or your handbook that's available to you. You do have resources. And then there's organizations and there's statutes and laws and different things that relate to employment law. And so you do have assets at your resource. Just make sure that you're familiar with what you need. And then last but not least, I really want to drive this point home. Do not try to wait till an exit interview to give everything that could have been shared beforehand. Once something becomes a pattern, you need to take those incidents and you will need to have documented those. The who, what, when, where, why, what we discussed before. But don't wait till you're the third or fourth, fifth instance in. And don't wait to the very end where you lump all these issues in a conversation. Because at that point, you've experienced a lot. And that's too much to carry. And then there's no guarantee that anybody that takes all that information from you on your way out the door, that they can turn it around. You're no longer there to participate in that restoration. So think about that. I know sometimes it can be difficult, but you really need to think about and probably navigate and probably face fear of confrontation, fear of retaliation, and there's laws to protect you. And fear of just addressing other people. It is not comfortable for anybody. Even the boldest person probably has to think through how to confront others. But accountability comes from clear information, using feedback loops, knowing what you're expecting, knowing what's expected of you, and being able to communicate when those things don't exist.